Hey everyone, welcome back. This is the Gerbil, and in today's video we're going to look at 2 victories over the Executor that I've had in the last week with my Rebel fleet, and some tips on how to avoid what we're watching right here. At the 2-minute and 50-second mark, it was 3v1 against the Houndstooth, and you're going to see for the duration of this video, it times out. I cannot defeat the Houndstooth. I can take out Vader right here. He's going to call in another ship in a second, I think. I'm going to take it out. Basically, I wipe out his entire fleet. But Houndstooth is utterly impossible to kill in this situation. And it comes down to essentially Y-Wing, right? Remember that Houndstooth gets beefier every time you hit it. If you don't penetrate the shields and knock out the bonus protection, he just grants himself more bonus protection. And it turns out that Y-Wing here, Rebel Y-Wing assists so much and does so little damage, it's just keeping the Houndstooth alive. So even though it has an opportunity to remove the protection, it's actually not effective, and you probably want to avoid it. All right, now here's the fleet I'm going up against. We've got a Relic 5 Mandalorian, a Relic 5 Bossk, and a Relic 5 Cade Bane. Of course, Piet and Boba Fett are going to be Relic 8, and the fleet power is 6-star, 461,000 against my mostly Rebel lineup. Now, in the 2 videos, I'm going to experiment with Wedge, actually, and the Geonosian Spy, and I'll explain why in a second on both of those. But there's a third ship that may be super awesome. Now, when the battle begins, target number 1 must be the Razor Crest, in my experience. I used to advocate for trying to take out either IG-11 if it's in the starting lineup, or Xanadu Blood, but no, you need to pop the Razor Crest. It's just too versatile and helps get the payouts way too quick. So if you can take out Razor Crest early on with a little bit of RNG luck, then the battle is actually not that difficult. But that's this first one. Save Houndstooth for last, even though this video opened with a 2.5-minute sped up video of failing to beat Houndstooth. Now, there are a couple ways to get around Houndstooth. There are actually, I would say, 4 ships that I think can effectively do it. 5 if you include the Y-Wing, but if the Y-Wing, if you fail to remove that bonus protection and Houndstooth cleanses, even if you do remove it, you're kind of setting yourself up for failure after that, because nobody else is going to be able to counteract the net bonus protection Houndstooth is going to get from the Y-Wing's consistent tapping on the shoulders. Here's my recommended alternative lineup. Now, number 1, in this video, I've got Geonosian Spy in here, because when Geonosian Spy enters the battlefield, it grants taunt to a random enemy. So even if Houndstooth is out there and he's just annoying the snot out of you, you can circumvent him and walk around it. And really, you only need 1 or 2 shots from any Rebel ship on the other bounty hunters to eliminate them. If you have Cassian lined up, it's a 1-shot kill by using his special to target Han's Millennium Falcon. You're going to get 3 shots out of it, guaranteed, 2 at 100% crit chance with bonus crit damage. It's going to be a kill shot. So Geonosian Spy walks in the board and you just take out somebody. It's fantastic. Now, the other one is Ghost. As we know, when he enters, you can use his special to put defense down on everybody, which allows you to get a bit more damage on Houndstooth, but I don't find it to be super effective. So here, we're going to do that right now. All right, do a little spin, put some bonus defense down, and we got 4 debuffs on the Houndstooth. And like I said, you want to save him for last generally, but because he's got the defense down, I'm just going to try to kill him, and voila, we got it. So in this situation, Ghost was quite effective, but not always. I think he's kind of low on my priority list. A second, or this actually third, ETB reinforcement that I think is really, really solid is there's 2 actually, and I'm kind of torn between the 2 of them. Let's go with Wedge. We're gonna get to see Wedge in a second. Wedge becomes like the savior of this next battle. So when Wedge enters the battlefield, he inflicts buff immunity and healing immunity on target for 3 turns, which cannot be resisted. Now, so that means if Houndstooth is in your way again, and assuming he doesn't have taunt at the moment, when he enters the battlefield, right, he puts that buff immunity on him, and the healing immunity, so he can't be healed and he can't gain taunt if he uses a special. Of course, the AI is kind of dumb and he'll try to do that, so it's better to do it when he does not have taunt already engaged. Now, next up though, another nice feature of Wedge is that his special is called Eye of the Breach, and it does physical damage to target enemy. Okay, the attack ignores armor, which is fantastic against Houndstooth, and 20% more bonus damage for each debuff on that target. So when he enters, he applies 2 debuffs on him immediately. If you've already been able to get target lock on him, and then maybe defense down from Ghost or someone else, then you're looking at 4 or 5 debuffs, and you can just nail Houndstooth for a lot of damage, which we'll see at the end of this video, which is great. Now, the other one that I'm really thinking about is Ebon Hawk. Now, I haven't been able to experiment with Ebon Hawk because mine is only like 4 stars and the pilots are like year 11, but I think there's real potential here, as some people have already demonstrated, because Ebon Hawk's special delivery, enter the battlefield, says dispel target lock from all allies, which is great, and grant them chaff for 2 turns. Let's just ignore that, but then dispel all buffs on all enemies and inflict evasion down on them for 2 turns. So this is good for removing that taunt on Houndstooth once again, so that you can bypass him and take out the other bounty hunters, because again, once those bounty hunters are out of the way, it's an easy win. See, there was Wedge came in, we got the healing immunity, we got the buff immunity on Houndstooth, and because of that, it's just dead, right? Boom, gone. That was great. And then of course IG-88 and IG-11 or 2000. It's just simple. So those are my 4 ETB recommendations, and victories are very possible. Keep going. Don't give up out there. Have fun. Enjoy the game, and I'll catch you all around.